The sun is gone, the lights are on. Welcome everyone as we're about to witness some high-class cricket action.
The pitch is dry and the spinner should have fun on this one. The batsmen, well, they'll have to be careful of the spin on offer and focus on getting their defensive technique right. We have the match referee and both the captains in the centre.
The captain has won the toss and elected to bat first.
This is the playing 11 for today's match. Both teams are looking balanced and we can expect a cracker of a game.
Both umpires with the new ball in hand and are walking towards the pitch.
The fielding side is looking pumped up and are all set to go. There come the openers, looking all set for today's encounter. The crowd is cheering in joy. Pacer has been brought into the attack.
He is all set to face the first ball of the innings.
Gee, what accuracy and what control from the bowler. Batter unable to make a connection there.
That's high.
Oh, he's got him early. That's a duck for the batter. Terrific stuff. This fielding side looks overjoyed by the breakthrough.
Such a waste of a wicket. He would be kicking himself for this. The close-in fielders should try to put pressure on the new batter, but not giving away an easy single.
Well played for a single. That is an unnecessary throw. They will get extra runs for that. Terrific stuff. This fielding side looks overjoyed by the breakthrough.
Bowler will be absolutely rapt to see the back of this batter.
They often say don't take an extra run on a misfield, and that is costly. Nicely played for a single.
He has thrown it wide.
Terrific shot. Wasn't the best ball, but how well did he strike it? Well deserved for. He is now taking on the bowler. Will he go for it again?
He's hit this very well. Do not bowl to him there. That's his strong area. 4 runs.
These boundaries will hurt. Bowlers really need to step up now. Oh, he's got him early. That's a duck for the batter. Terrific stuff. This fielding side looks overjoyed by the breakthrough.
Such a waste of a wicket. He would be kicking himself for this. The bowler is fired up. Interesting to see how he goes on from here now. Got his man. It was a peach of a delivery, done him with pace.
And there's his wicket celebration. Boy, he loves to celebrate in style. Fantastic bowling. That wicket was well set up.
Look out on the top terrace. This one's got an air hostess on it. Gone high, gone hard, and got all of it. A change of pace could be a handy option on this pitch.
Oh, he has launched into that. Whiplash the ball for a maximum.
Well judged and perfectly executed. What an outstanding shot. That was a beauty, so difficult to play that one.
Superb delivery. Couldn't do much with that.
Spinner brought into the attack now. He should watch the ball closely and get in line with the ball. Lovely placement. Some valuable runs for the batting side.
This surface has played well today. There's a bit in this pitch for both the batters and the bowlers. Poor timing. He's miscued it.
He's a street-smart cricketer when it comes to playing spin.
Wonderful placement. Knows exactly where the fielders are, and he'll get 4 runs for that.
He is now taking on the bowler. Will he go for it again? Caught! Judged to perfection. Absolutely terrific. Terrific stuff. The fielding side looks overjoyed by the breakthrough.
He seems to be in good bowling rhythm at the moment. Good bowling, got beaten, all ends up. That was a morale booster for the bowler. Muscled away. Fabulous four on that occasion.
Oh, this crowd. Talk about passion.
That's the end of the power play. Captain is now allowed to place more than 2 fielders outside the 30-yard circle.
Gee, what accuracy and what control from the bowler. Batter unable to make connection here. That was a beauty, so difficult to play that one.
He should watch the ball closely and get in line with the next delivery. Well played for a single.
Overthrows. They're really pushing hard to cash in with every extra opportunity. Got him! Absolute ripper of a catch to dismiss the batter. Such a waste of a wicket. He would be kicking himself for this.
Really impressed by the field set by their skipper. Excellent captaincy.
Nicely played for a single. Odd cutters might get extra bounce on this wicket.
Placed into the gap for a single. Good running.
Overthrows. They're really pushing hard to cash in with every extra opportunity. Spinner brought into the attack now.
Well played for a single.
Creeping up on him, Ash, creeping up on him.
Nicely played for a single.
Huge appeal. Magnificent piece of fielding. Awesome presence of mind by the fielder.
Hugely disappointed as the batter walks back to the dugout. As bad as that was from the batsman, it was a terrific effort from the fielder. Beautiful stroke. Don't bother running, and he isn't. It was for the moment it left the blade.
He is now taking on the bowler. Will he go for it again?
Drilled, impeccable timing and placement as the ball rockets along the turf to the fence. Batter is getting into his zone now. Couldn't time that one as well as he would have wanted.
That could be a good length for him to bowl.
Got his man. It was a peach of a delivery, done him with pace. Bowler will be absolutely rapt to see the back of this batter.
The bowler will look to keep the new man on strike and create a little bit of pressure.
Pick the gap nicely. Easy runs available here. A quick throw right on top of the stumps.
Well played for a single.
Straight into their hands. That was a good throw.
That was a difficult one to play. Smart bowling.
The batter looked extremely iffy on that previous ball. Lucky to have missed it. Nicely played for a single. No, that was a perfect throw.
Absolutely glorious. He will definitely get 4 for that.
Now then, the spinner has been brought back into the attack. These boundaries will hurt. Bowlers really need to step up now. Shot! He heaves that away to the boundary. Excellent batting.
Batters should now be looking to up the run rate. They would not want to get too much further behind. That's a nasty one. He must be hurt.
The stadium is jam-packed and the fans are cheering for their favourite team. Beautiful stroke. Don't bother running, and he isn't. It was for the moment it left the blade. It's a treat to watch him bat like this. Well played for a single.
Oh, he loves bowling from this end. Couldn't time that one as well as he would have wanted. Poor timing. Oh, he's a clever cricketer when it comes to playing spin.
Nicely played for a single.
spinner has been brought back into the attack.
Creeping up on him, Ash, creeping up on him.
Well played for a single.
Nicely played for a single.
That's good, pal.
Runs the first one easy. Oh, I think they could sneak an extra one here.
That's skillful from the bowler. He missed it completely.
Batsman lost his concentration there. Placed into the gap for a single. Good running.
Pure power. Hits hard and well over the fence for a six.
Where can you bowl to this guy when he does that to you? Wickets in hand always helps when it comes to firing in the death overs.
That's skillful from the bowler. He missed it completely. He should watch the ball closely and get in line with the next delivery.
Poor timing, he miscued it. Played into the gap. They'll be looking for some runs here.
Half century for this man. Well appreciated by his teammates as well.
He's going along nicely here. Well played for a single.
This is poor. These extra runs can prove costly at the end.
Excellent running between the wickets. Oh, he's edged that one. Beautiful delivery. Needs to be a lot more accurate. It's a poor throw.
Interesting change. Spinners are always a tactical weapon in this format of the game.
The fans make the game, and with their energy, this is how this game is so loved.
That was a beauty. So difficult to play at that one.
Batsman lost his concentration there.
Oh, it will definitely hurt. It was a difficult one to play. This stadium is jam-packed and fans are cheering for their favourite team.
Well played for a single.
That's good, pal.
That was a difficult one to play. Smart bowling. Batsman lost his concentration there. Good bowling. Got beaten all ends up.
The final delivery coming. That is a giant of a six. Have we seen one bigger? Absolute vintage stuff.
The fielding side is looking pumped up and are all set to go. Looking fully pumped up, there goes the opening pair.
Pacer has been brought into the attack.
Bowler is all set with the new ball in his hand to start off the innings. Well played for a single.
Nicely played for a single.
Fielder's placed at slips now. Must look for those outswingers. Odd cutters might get extra bounce on this wicket.
Placed into the gap for a single. Good running. He squeezed the ball into the gap for a single. He's caught. He was really itching to do something extravagant and ended up giving his wicket away. Such a waste of a wicket. He would absolutely be kicking himself for this. Really impressed by the field set by their skipper. Excellent captaincy.
That's wonderfully played, but straight to the fielder. Oh, clean and precise. Banged away for 4. He is now taking on the bowler. Will he go for it again? Well played for a single.
Superb running. They really took on the fielder there. Nicely played for a single. Full marks to the skipper for the smart bowling changes.
Shot! He heaves that away to the boundary. Excellent batting.
The ball had 4 runs written all over it as soon as it left the bat.
Captain opts for pace off. Spinners into the attack. These boundaries will hurt. Bowlers really need to step up now. Poor timing, he miscued it.
Oh, he's a clever cricketer when it comes to playing spin.
Drilled, impeccable timing and placement as the ball rockets along the turf to the fence. Here's a change of angle. He's decided to bowl around the wicket.
Absolutely glorious. He will definitely get 4 for that.
Batter is getting into his zone now. Well played for a single.
That's 4. Such a mesmerising sound as the ball left the bat. Interesting change. Spinners are always a tactical weapon in this format of the game. Singles will be easier now with this open field. Well played for a single.
Excellent throw, right at the top of the stumps.
Nicely played for a single. Excellent throw, right on the top of the stumps. Placed into the gap for a single. Good running. Overthrow. These extra runs will never help. Lucky he was there.
Do love a Mexican wave, and you can't get away from this noise.
Oh, excellent running between the wickets.
He squeezed the ball into the gap for a single. He managed well to reach out to the ball.
Excellent throw, right on the top of the stumps.
That's 4. Such a mesmerising sound as the ball left the bat.
The pacer has been brought back into the attack from the other end.
Looks like the batter has decided to move on.
Well played for a single. A quick throw and right on top of the stumps.
The fans make the game, and with their energy, this is how this game is so loved. Nicely played for a single. Straight into their hands. That was a good throw. Placed into the gap for a single. Good running. Odd cutters might get extra bounce on this wicket. He squeezed the ball into the gap for a single.
Oh, he's thrown that wide and a missed opportunity.
Saved some extra runs for his team. Good backup from the fielder.
Great placement. Some valuable runs for the batting side.
A quick throw right on top of the stumps.
Timing and power. The ball deserved punishment. A fabulous 4. Bowler becoming too predictable here. He needs to mix things up. Well played for a single.
Fielders placed at slips now. Must look for those outswingers. Nicely played for a single. Good backup and blocked the extra runs. Good presence of mind.
Placed into the gap for a single. Good running.
What a match-defining partnership this is proving to be. Excellent batting by this duo. I think the fielding team need to take a different plan of action. He squeezed the ball into the gap for a single.
Oh, he's thrown that wide and a missed opportunity. Spinner has been brought back into the attack. Oh, he's a clever cricketer when it comes to playing spin.
Well played for a single. Nicely played for a single.
Perfect throw, right over the stumps.
Oh, sixer! Got hold of that, waltzes it out of the ballpark for 6 more. Oh, deserved boundary. Perfect timing, you better believe it. This is so sensible from him. That side of the ground is shorter and he fully cashed in on it.
Placed into the gap for a single. Good running. Straight into his hands. That was a good throw. Superb running. They really took on the fielder there.
Shot! Back straight to the fielder. That's outstanding stuff by the fielder. He squeezed the ball into the gap for a single. No, that was a perfect throw.
That's high and handsome. Magnificent shot. It goes in the crowd for a 6. Fantastic batting display by a batter. Odd cutters might get extra bounce on this pitch.
Connected nicely, but straight to the fielder. In the air. Well played for a single.
Straight into his hands. That was a good throw.
Fielder's placed at slips now. Must look for those outswingers. Poor timing. He miscued it. Excellent throw. Right at the top of the stumps.
They probably need a few more boundaries just to balance their slow start. Gone! Perfectly judged and completed. That is an excellent catch. Such a waste of a wicket. He would absolutely be kicking himself for this. Fantastic bowling. That wicket was well set up.
No, you'll have to bowl that again. Wide ball signal. The skipper would not mind giving away singles at this stage of the game. Sixer! Hashtag kaboom! He swatted over the fence for a cracking shot.
Lovely timing and perfect placement. Raced along the turf in a jiffy.
Wickets in hand always helps when it comes to firing in the death overs. Well played for a single.
Full marks to the skipper for the smart bowling changes. That's caught. Brilliantly set up and gets the reward at the end. Terrific stuff. This fielding side looks overjoyed by the breakthrough.
Such a waste of a wicket. He would be kicking himself for this.
The bowler will look to keep the new man on strike and create a little bit of pressure. Nicely played for a single.
Oh, that's a monster of a six. In fact, it's gigantic. Absolutely vintage. Oh, that's timed to perfection. Found the middle of the blade. Holy schmoly! Six and out of here. That has taken an eternity to come down. That is clean as a whistle.
Well judged and perfectly executed. Outstanding shot.
The spinner has been brought back into the attack.
Change of angle. Decided to bowl around the wicket now. He has picked that well. He posited it into the stands for a maximum. Lovely timing and perfect placement. Raced along the turf in a jiffy.
He is a street-smart cricketer when it comes to playing spin. That's high and handsome. Magnificent shot into the crowd for six. What an impressive performance. They just about got everything right today. A well-deserved victory.
You have shown some exceptional performance today. What was going on in your mind while you were in the middle?
I felt I was in top form today, and I'm really glad I could contribute towards the team.